Warriors, let me ask you something. If you are a Christian, if you are truly following Christ, why are you popular? Why does the world love you? Why does it embrace you instead of rejecting you? The Bible makes it clear. Do you not know that friendship with the world means enmity against God? Therefore, anyone who chooses to be a friend of the world becomes an enemy of God. James 4:4. So if the world is cheering for you, if unbelievers praise you without resistance, if sin surrounds you and yet never convicts you, something is wrong. Jesus himself said, if the world hates you, keep in mind that it hated me first. If you belong to the world, it would love you as its own. As it is, you do not belong to the world, but I have chosen you out of the world. That is why the world hates you. John 15:18-19. He was perfect, yet he was despised. He healed, yet he was rejected. He spoke truth, yet he was crucified. So why would we, as his followers, expect to be treated differently? Now let's be clear. This is not about being hated for being rude, arrogant, or self-righteous. Some people are disliked because they lack kindness, not because they stand for truth. But if you truly follow Christ, if you live by his word, if you refuse to bow to sin, then the world will not celebrate you. The world rejects righteousness because righteousness exposes darkness. Everyone who does evil hates the light and will not come into the light for fear that their deeds will be exposed. John 3:20. When you walk in truth, you become a threat to the world's lies. When you live in holiness, you remind the world of its sin, and it will push back against you. Look at the prophets, the apostles, and the early Christians. Were they popular? No, they were beaten, imprisoned, and killed, not because they were cruel, not because they caused harm, but because they refused to compromise. They spoke truth in a world that hated truth, and if we follow the same path, we will face the same resistance. In fact, everyone who wants to live a godly life in Christ Jesus will be persecuted. 2 Timothy 2:2. So ask yourself, warriors, why does the world love you? Is it because you are living so much like them that they see no difference? Is it because you have softened the truth to make it easier for them to accept? Or is it because you have chosen comfort over conviction, popularity over principle? Jesus never promised us an easy road. He never said we would be admired. He said, whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves and take up their cross and follow me. Matthew 16:24. The cross is not a symbol of popularity. It is a symbol of sacrifice. It is a sign that you stand against the world, not with it. Now, does this mean we should be enemies of everyone around us? No, Jesus loved sinners. He ate with them. He showed them compassion. But he never compromised. He never became like the world to win the world. He stood in truth, and because of that, he was hated. We are called to do the same, love people but never love the world. Be kind, but never compromise. Speak truth, even when it costs you. Because in the end, the world's approval means nothing. The applause of man fades, but the approval of God lasts forever. So to those who are feeling the pressure, to those who have faced rejection, to those who have lost friends or opportunities because they refuse to bow to the world, stand tall. Do not shrink back. Do not trade truth for comfort. Do not exchange holiness for popularity. The road is narrow, and it is hard, but you do not walk it alone. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them. For the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Deuteronomy 31:6. The world will not understand you. It will mock you. It will push against you. But the King of Kings stands beside you. And in the end, his approval is the only one that matters. So press on, warriors. Fight the good fight. Hold the line. and trust that your faithfulness will not go unnoticed in the eyes of the one who reigns forever.